What? 2 videos at the same time? Well, if you guys haven't watched my other video, 1, click right here. 2, I decided to do a 2-parter video. This video is about video game songs. And yes, I know I did one previously, but that was of more overlooked tunes. These are my personal favorite video game songs. The main rule is that while ties are included, only 1 slot per franchise. Otherwise, certain games would dominate the list. Also, they have to originate from an actual video game. Also, these are solely opinion-based. Kinda makes sense, as they're my personal favorites. Well, let's get started!
I shoot my arrows in the air sometimes, saying "Ayo, creepers killed. Loot his remains and now his soul first mine, saying "Ayo, not today, no." And then I'll go to work.
Number 10.
And I'll make myself tons of TNT.
Okay, I wanted to go with the no easy targets rule, but there was absolutely no way I could exclude Portal from this list. So I had to pick between the bittersweet, Still Alive, and the just bitter, Want You Gone. Popularity dictates Still Alive, but sorry guys, Want You Gone perfectly characterizes GLaDOS' sarcastic nature with lines like,
"Goodbye, my only friend. Oh, did you think I meant you?"
To me, Portal 2 was a great game, and this is why Want You Gone was the musical cherry on top of the sundae.
Saying "Ayo, not today, no." And then I'll go to work.
Number 9.
And I'll make myself tons of TNT.
This one is a tie between Marble Zone from Sonic 1 and Aquatic Ruin Zone from Sonic 2. I've included Marble Zone in my other list, but only as an honorable mention. The more I think of it, I probably should have put it on the list. Aside from the classic Green Hill Zone, Marble Zone's theme was the only level song that stuck with me from the original. It always sounded like I was in a museum or something. Same can almost be said for Aquatic Ruin Zone. They both give off the same ruin exploring vibe to me. Though the actual tunes may be as different as Fire and Water, they're both equal in my heart.
Saying "Ayo, not today, no." And then I'll go to work.
Number 8.
And I'll make myself tons of TNT.
Okay, I'm going to be cheating like crazy with this one. Fuck it, if you've heard it, you know why I couldn't leave it out. Guitar Hero 3 is one of my favorite games of all time because it allows me to play through a ton of my favorite rock songs of all time. So you play through the Great Career Mode, and at the end you're up against Lou, the devil himself. So what do you play? The reason why I am kinda cheating with this one is that it's a cover of a classic country song. This song instantly becomes a classic in its own right, solidifying its place in video gaming as well as heavy metal history. Also, listen to that solo! I may be guilty as sin for putting this on here, but truth be told, I just don't give a damn.
Saying "Ayo, not today, no." And then I'll go to work.
Number 7.
And I'll make myself tons of TNT.
Elder Scrolls V Skyrim may be glitchy to all hell, but the atmosphere is pitch perfect. The controls are smooth as butter, and sneaking around in it is really very fun. And just when you start up the game, you are greeted to one of the most epic songs ever composed. The Song of the Dragonborn feels like it was made for the sole reason of pumping you up and getting you hyped for the awesome battles and amazing exploring that lies ahead. Again, if you've heard the song, chances are you have. I don't think I need to go into detail as to why I like this song. It's monumentally epic, even for a song sung in a made-up dialect. Word is that Skyrim was originally going to be a licensed Game of Thrones game. With this song, I can see why.
Saying, "Ayo, not today, no," and then I'll go to work.
Number 6.
And I'll make myself tons of TNT.
Next up is a more soothing song from Kingdom Hearts 2 called Lazy Afternoons. If you don't remember the song's title, it plays when you're in Twilight Town. With songs like this, it's not hard to see why I get so deeply invested in games like these. One of the first songs you hear, yes, that is a running theme, Lazy Afternoons feels like it's preparing you for a journey, contrasting Song of the Dragonborn, which prepared you for an epic quest. Difference? One is about the goal, and the other is about getting there. Once you play this song, if you're not taken in by the acoustic guitar, if I get this instrument wrong, let me know. Clarinet will. Lazy? No. Relaxing? Yes. Great song? Absolutely.
Saying, "Ayo, not today, no," and then I'll go to work.
Number 5.
And I'll make myself tons of TNT.
L.A. Noire is, in my eyes, a criminally underrated game. Pun possibly not intended. There are so many games in which you play as a criminal, which is fun, don't get me wrong. But I found it extremely refreshing to play a game where you're on the other side of the law. The game's jazz soundtrack matches perfectly with its film noir style, and you hear that in the main theme. The investigation theme, on the other hand, is almost chaotic and disjointed, much like the crime scenes in which you come from evidence. What makes the latter more interesting is that the music stops when you found all the clues at the crime scene. If you have any respect for older cinema, I heavily recommend you track this game down. You'll be glad you did.
Saying, "Ayo, not today, no," and then I'll go to work.
Number 4.
And I'll make myself tons of TNT.
And speaking of criminally underrated games, man, I love these songs. That Old Army game from Toy Story is a light and poppy first stage song that does its job to perfection, while the next stage's song, Red Alert, has a jazzy but urgent feel to it. Granted, it'd feel out of place in a game like L.A. Noire, but it's still a good song. Whether urgent or light, both these songs bring a playful feel to the game and a smile to my face.
Saying, "Ayo, not today, no," and then I'll go to work.
Number 3.
And I'll make myself tons of TNT.
Alright, I'm going to be honest here. I played this after watching the hilarious review Balrog did on this game. And it was one of the hardest games I've ever played. The levels, eggs, and crystal cars being 2 of the worst stages I have ever even seen. I'll probably do a list on those later, but the music was still freaking awesome. It was probably one of the only things that kept me going. And that's why my number 3 slot goes to the Saturday Happy Cult theme. I don't feel weird for saying that Saturday has many of the qualities that That Old Army game has, being light and poppy. But once you listen to it, then see the actual stage itself, you find that they don't go together at all. And yet they go together perfectly. It's a strange feeling. but Midbibbli's Quest is a strange game, so I guess it fits.
Saying ayo, not today, no. And then I'll go to work.
Number 2.
Birch tree, and I'll make myself tons of TNT.
Act like you didn't see this one coming. I went over why I love the Animal Crossing theme in my other list, so I won't spend too much time on it here. Instead, to switch it up, I'm also putting the main theme to Animal Crossing City Folk right next to it. The original theme is pretty upbeat and it has that great bass to it, while City Folk's theme is more folksy. Listen to the extended theme and you get this very relaxing, very calming feeling just flowing through your body. City Folk may not have been the best Animal Crossing game, that easily goes to the original with New Leaf right behind it, but the music for all of the Animal Crossing games is sublime. Before we reach number 1, let's listen to some honorable mentions. And, once again, when I started this list, I had one song in mind for the top slot. Now, how do you get more relaxed than by playing the Animal Crossing theme? You play this song. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Lily Cove City from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. One thing the soundtrack for this game was criticized for was its overuse of the trumpets. I had no idea what they were bickering at because to me, the trumpets actually added to the serene feel to the game. Made it feel more like I was on a seaside at times, and that is no more evident than it is here. For the record, this is also used for Pacific Log Town's song, but it doesn't truly matter. This is my favorite video game song not only because it's very relaxing, but it's one of the only songs that stood out to me in a game that was a part in such an integral point of my life. I couldn't bring my Game Boy Advance to school like the cool kids, so every day when I got home, I'd run into my bedroom, turn on my Pokemon Sapphire, and explore. I'd kick butt at the gyms, catch the best Pokemon, all of that, but for some reason, I kept going back to Lily Cove City. Maybe it was the contests, I don't know, but the song from there stuck in my subconscious. The remix in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was good, but they toned the trumpets down. And that's a shame because, as I said earlier, they played a key role to the feel of the song. But again, it doesn't matter. I can still keep going back to this song time and time again. And those were my 10 favorite video game songs of all time. What are your favorites? Leave them in the comments below. I'm really interested in hearing about them. Also, in the other video I said I'm drawing up new assets. I do want to show you a prototype for the new background. Here it is. Now stay tuned as next time we'll be going through another one of my 10 favorite movies of all time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.